Hey, what's up YouTube? It's E-Man. Thank you for being here. Here we are. I'm not gonna lie, I made another video and I was like, nah, I don't think I'm explaining what I want to explain here or show what I want to do. And ultimately, the whole point of this video is work with what you got, right? So my room is about 20 by 20. It's been treated by Automute. I have pretty good mics. I have great preamps. I'm very fortunate. However, sometimes my room, I want it to be bigger. I want the sound to be bigger, so I have tricks, you know. I run my regular rooms in bloom lines so that there's no real direct sound coming at them. I run them through a transient designer. I compress the living shit out of them. All these things, right, for the specific song and whatever project I'm working on. I saw this video on YouTube over at Ultimate Studios, Charlie's channel, where they were trying some really cool things that I had never seen before or thought about. That being, just take a mic, point it away from the drum set so that, you know, you're only picking up the reflections. And I tried that, and then I tried another thing, and then a friend of mine said, hey, there's a producer I work with who throws a 57 like where a singer would normally be, and then they compress the snot out of that. Tried that. I went to a session a couple weeks ago, and it was kind of a different approach, but instead of having like a mono room mic in front of the kit pointed at the kit, it was to the right, pointed towards the snare at like knee height. And I realized, holy crap, I've never seen that. And I was so excited to hear it. We went into the control room after getting sound, and it literally blew me away. The microphone was going through like pretty similar gear to what I have. The only difference was the placement and the room and the drums that I was using. But I said, you know what? I wonder if that would work. And I was going to make this video, and I made the video, and I was like, I think I need to be a little more in depth here. So we're going to try these 3 different positions for room mics, right? Just so that we can work with what we got, you know? I'm in a limited space. You might be in a limited space. Heck, you might have a giant-ass drum room. I don't know. But the cool thing is that we can just continue to come up with new sounds with the tools we have. So I'm going to try 3 things. We got a SE Electronics large diaphragm condenser pointed away from the kit. It's equidistant to the overheads and the snare. We got the 57 at like my mouth's height pointed away, and that's about 10 feet away in the room. And then we have a Bear Dynamic pointed at the snare around knee height or snare height. And let's just listen through. Oh my god, I almost forgot. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let's try this. Why don't we just check out the kit and what I'm using here. The kit is my Rogers holiday kit. So it's a 12 by 8, 20 by 14, 16 by 16 floor tom, and then this beautiful acrylite. And then I'm using this HHX Thin Complex Crash as like a ride thing. Exist 20-inch Brilliant Crash. And then these 15-inch HHX Complex Medium hats. And they sound really crispy. Anyways, that's the kit. Just so you can see, here's the first mic we're talking about, right? There we go. Here's the 57. It's pointed away, so we can see from over here. And then we have this Bear Dynamic pointed over at the snare. Feature E-Man editing. I'm dumb. I'm just an idiot. I forgot to explain what we're gonna do after the video gets recorded. So after I'll take you into Pro Tools and I'll show you how I'm EQing, compressing, blending, all the fun things that come along with recording drums. So back to the video. Okay, here we are. Hey, what's up, guys? This is the session. Let's just listen back. All I've done is add these 3 microphones. And for a reminder, we have they're all mono. So we have the SE Electronics SE2300, which is about 60 inches from the snare drum, which is equidistant to the overheads. We have the 57, which is about 10 feet away from the snare drum. And then we have the Barodynamic, which is 6 feet away. Both the SE Electronics and the 57 are pointing away from the kit, but the Barodynamic is pointed towards the kit. The SE Electronics is the same height as the overheads from the snare drum, and the 57 is at a singer height, and the Barodynamic is at a knee height or like snare drum height, pointed at the snare directly. Again, that snare drum mic, the one pointed towards the snare, that sound is the one that has freaked me out the most over the last, I don't know, couple of weeks since I first heard and saw it. Obviously, different room, different drums, different gear, but it's just a nice option to have. So, all that being said, here we go. Let's just listen back now, and we can start to solo things sooner or later. I notice it's very bright. Everything's very bright. Alright, so let's just start hearing some things. So we'll select this section here. Oh, by the way, transparency, there's nothing on here, right? I'll get into this stuff later. I'll get into this right after this, but let's just listen. Here is that SE Electronics large condenser. Cool. Here's the 57. Woo! Cool. Here's the mono ribbon. Cool. So, now let's talk about the first thing. If this was a normal session for me, if this wasn't made for YouTube, actually, even if the fact that I'm making it for YouTube, I'm still going to do it, because the first thing I do whenever I do a session, I'll play a little bit, I'll record a little bit, and then I listen back and I flip through different phase or the polarity button on my hardware preamps. For some reason in my room, it changes daily. Some days, everything's perfectly in phase. Some days, I have to flip the polarity or the phase button. That's fine. And then, after I listen back, I'll record, and I will always do this. Shout out to my friend Doug Showalter, who got me hip to this plugin. It's a plugin called Polarity Maximizer. The way I see this is like a secondary opinion. If you were diagnosed with something that was like pretty intense from a doctor, you would most likely get a second opinion from somebody else, right? I trust my ears. I know what something that's out of phase sounds like. I want my drums to like smack. Unless they're not supposed to smack, which is just, whatever. But I like my stuff to have the most impact as possible. So after I listen and I do my thing, then I always turn this on and I just check to make sure, get that second opinion that it's all good. So what it is it's called Polarity Maximizer. It's by Automir. It's going to listen to the other microphones. The space pair overheads is the main dominant thing it's listening to. So those are what I want everything to be in phase or correct polarity with. So all I do is I hit maximize. We listen back. Cool, we got 2 flips. My guess is it's this mono overhead. Oh, hat maybe? Nope. Is it one of these room mics? Yep, there's one. It's that SE Electronics one. And I'm going to say kick in. Oh, kick out. Okay. So I purposely moved things when I made this video so that I could show you this plugin. Again, it's just another tool to use. And it's not always right, but at least I can use it to my advantage. And I highly suggest you check it out. Again, this is called Polarity Maximizer. It's great. Cool. So let's listen back. Sounds like drums. Great. So now let's listen to these individually now that they've been kind of corrected, I guess. Here's that SE 2300. Super balanced. Here's the mono 57. And here's the ribbon. Woo, that's got a lot of like low mid-range that I like. Okay, so once we figure out phase, what do I do? Well, there's a couple things that I would like to do if I was going to use these, right? To me, there's the rack tom is ringing a ton on this microphone. Hear it? Boom, boom. So what I would do for these 3 channels would be I would immediately add an EQ. Let's copy that over. Here it is. Let's just solo this. Yep, we're soloed. Very usable already. I'm going to say that that is around here. Okay, great. So if I was gonna use these as room mics, I would already be cutting all this stuff out anyways. So, whoops. I would most likely do this. Right around 130. Can't hear it anymore. Bypass. And then I would take some top end down. Scoop a little bit of this. Yeah, that's nice. Bypass. Move this over to like 10K. Cool. Okay, now let's check out this. This mono 57 sounds real nice. Again, I mean, it's kind of already there, but I would just clean up the bottom end and clean up some of this extreme top end. Maybe that's too much. Ooh, let's give it a little mid-range. See what it does. Sounds cool. We could accentuate though. Oh, that sounds good. That's 157. We'll do a little cut here. That sounds good. Yes. Now let's take this mono ribbon. I think I would do the same thing. It's like you start here. This one sounds great too. Okay, now let's mix these drums a little bit because the hat's too loud. These room mics are too pumping for me. Cool, let's bring that down. Let's bring all of these down. A little less of that, a little less of that. Some less toms. Turn this worst down, turn this down. Cool, let's listen back. Here's without these 3. Super dry, no rooms. No lo-fi stuff. Cool. So now what I would do is I'm on these 3 mics. I'm going to add something that I love to do with room mics. And it's Sound Toys Devil Lock. That's it. I just turn it on. So here it is, right? On. That's it. So I'm going to bypass these 3. All we're going to listen to is these 3 microphones. Bypass, right? Let's unbypass this stuff. Woo! Already, I love it. And let's listen in context. Yep. I mean, they're a little hot, but Look at how much body and knock and depth there is. Wow, that's really cool. I was not expecting that. First off, I love presets. Presets make life so much easier. Why? These engineers, these mixers, these mastering guys, these producers, they're great. They're great at what they do, and they're sharing that info for you. So, with any of my room mics, especially if I'm going for something kind of like huge and thick and gnarly, I just wanted to go like, ah! I would do this. Turn on that distressor, this Vance Pal Room Boom. I nuke it. I go to distortion 3. Don't ask me why. We started with this preset. All I'm doing is going to nuke, just obliterate. It's like the all buttons thing on an 1176. A distortion 3. I don't know. I like it. It sounds cool. I'm going to copy that to all of these. We're going to bypass them. So they're bypassed, right? Woo! Sounds good. Sounds real good. Take a listen to this. Now let's just listen to this mic. This is the 57. Sounds great. Here's the mono. Listen to the snare drum on that mono and on the 57. Wow. Okay, so this mono thing that we're doing with the ribbon mic, where it's pointed at the snare, this is the same feeling I'm having at this moment, because this is the first time I've tried it at home. So, wow, that sounds great. I'm so excited. But yeah, so that's all we're doing. I mean, it's not crazy. Okay, cool. So now let's bypass everything. Everything we did to these mics. And let's listen back. Slowly start to turn everything back on. Okay, that alone with the double lock is like enough. Woo! I'm sure you're wondering, like, what's this stuff? This is a drum bus, a saturation bus, and a verb bus, and you can see they're being sent from here. Anytime I do a session, I always will send at least this drum bus with the individual files, or when they get the session, they can open it up. Bring the drums up to like a level that hits hard enough without like just sending blazingly loud drums and without doing anything. I mean, if you look over here, we're not touching any of this stuff. We're not adding EQs. It's not to say I wouldn't, but for the purposes of today, that's what we're doing. This is where I use like another compressor. This is the API 2500 by Universal Audio. I don't know. Let's just try this. A little glue. Let's listen and see what's up. Really dry drums, right? Anyways, so that's what I would do. I would bounce that as well. Same thing with this saturation bus. Sometimes I want something to just be gritty and dirty. So like, let's take one of these room mics. Let's send it there. Only this microphone is going to this saturation bus, right? Right, it's coming in hot. Good level. Let's turn on decapitator. Drums. Fattener. That's gnarly sounding. Sounds really good. For the purpose of this video, I'm not gonna use it. We'll turn that off. And then here are my two mix. Anytime I send like a rough or like an idea, again, just to bring drums up to a nice, loud enough volume, because I mean we're never as loud as a sample, if we're being honest, or a program kit. I love this plugin. Again, presets. I mean, let's try this one. Bypass, good sounding drums. Really good sounding drums. Then I would always turn on, this is factory default, it's the UAD tape machine, one of them. Sounds really great. Bypass. Great. Yep, I got a limiter on here. That's because I'm recording for this. Let's have one more listen. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope that was informative and somehow helps you continue to create new things and experiment. Just experiment in your own rooms. I mean, I know people who throw 57s on the ground and mic that. Again, if you haven't, please like and subscribe, leave a comment, and yeah, let's talk the next time. There we go. Peace.